All right, my name is Komsky. I'm from Teachers Pension and Insurance Services. What we do is we specialize in helping teachers and school employees properly prepare for retirement, help them avoid some of the common mistakes we see them making, as well as prevent any shortcomings in their retirement needs. We start off by letting them know what their STRS is going to look like. That's their pension from the state of California. Also let them know that that won't be enough to suffice for retirement. It usually only contributes about 40, maybe 60% of their retirement from what they're making now to what they'll make in retirement. So there's really a lot of ways to supplement that to make up that difference. The most common way is a 403B. Basically, that's a school employee retirement program, as well as IRAs. You know, some people have old 401ks, different types of stocks and mutual funds that they have that are either performing well or maybe aren't. Some people are too scared to invest in the market, so they just have it in a CD. So what I'll do is I'll kind of go over the different options you have. This goes for teachers as well as anybody else, you know, whether you work in the private sector, public, it doesn't matter. It really just depends what your goals are and what it is you're trying to accomplish. Basically, as far as investing goes, there's three major buckets that folks fall into as far as investing goes. It really just depends on what their risk is and how much risk they're willing to bear. So on the left side here, you have your fixed accounts. This is your lower risk way of investing. They typically go between 1 to 4% return, which is kind of like a glorified savings account. It's more than you're going to get out of bank these days. I think a CD right now for 10 years is 2%. So it's really a nice way to earn some interest without bearing any risk. And there's no fees here. So I'm just going to write a no for no fees right there. On the flip side here, you have your stocks, your mutual funds, really risky things, more volatile. So they can go up and they can also go down. And these we'll call variable. Okay. No matter what you're doing, whether you're doing it on your own or you're having a financial advisor, such as us, take care of this for you, there's always going to be some kind of fees. So right here I'll write yes for fees. So it's really, you have the polar opposites. You have low risk, more guaranteed to higher chance of loss. You're willing to bear that loss, tolerate it, so to speak, to get that higher return. In the middle here is what's called the indexed. This one here goes up to 10% return, but more importantly, it doesn't go below what you put in there or what you've gained. So in essence, it's protected from market loss. And here I'll write a no as well because there's no fees associated with it. So at this point, you just have to ask yourself, are you kind of conservative, really risky, somewhere in the middle? It really just depends on, a couple things, your age, what your goals are. What's interesting is actually some people might think they're over here on the fixed side, but we'll take a look at their investments and they're all on the variable side, and they're wondering, why their bank accounts and their retirement accounts are being bled right now, especially during this economy. So most folks would say they're somewhere in the middle, maybe a little to the left, a little to the right, but more or less, especially for teachers, remember, you're not trying to get rich, you're trying to keep your standard of living in retirement. So that's where most folks fall in. I'd say about 99% of teachers are here. As far as the data from 96 to 2010, you could see the red here is this variable account, so your stocks and mutual funds. And you can see here that it goes up, crashes, 9/11, goes back up, financial crisis, crashes again. So you're on this roller coaster ride A lot of teachers, a lot of our clients wanted to retire 2008, 2009. I'm sure everybody knows somebody that was affected, but they couldn't because their portfolio dropped, 40%. In the middle here, the yellow line, that's the indexed. It goes up when the market goes up, but then when the market's going down, it flatlines. So you can never not only lose what you originally invested, but all of these gains along the way are also locked in at your new floor. The floor, if you think about it, can't go below that. So it's very nice to be able to say, hey, whatever I earned in the previous years, never going to lose a single penny. Because of that, because you never see a penny lost, those accounts actually went up by about 1.5% more than the market did. This is the S&P 500. So as you can see, just because you're riskier doesn't really equate to you getting anywhere that you want to sooner as far as your goals are. In fact, you're paying fees, you're bearing more risk, whereas if you do the slower and steady approach with the index funds, you're going to end up higher return with no fees. So that's kind of, at this point, it really just depends on more specifics on what it is you want to do as far as what your goals are. And then it's really just finding the exact indexed annuity account that really fits you and your goals that you're trying to reach.